It shook me, eh? I'm just carrying on a bit. You're an animal. Whether you are watching us on YouTube or listening to us on your favourite podcast platform, welcome back to the Torq podcast.
Yeah, bud. We're back.
Is this the first one for 26?
This is the first one for 26. You're dead right, Cobber.
How did I remember that?
We've got a new Curto this year, ladies and gentlemen.
we don't. Same old forgetful Curto.
Yeah, mate. No, it's first one, mate. We've started the year strong.
Strong like bull.
Yeah, and honestly, man, it does feel good to be back. Getting a couple of videos out on the main channel this month. It's certainly really lit the fire. We're both feeling a little bit more gusto about us. Got a little bit more blood in it.
Yeah, definitely. No wrinkles in it, for sure. No, it should be good. Everyone's been showing heaps of bloody interest and stuff, so it's good.
Yeah, man, honestly, it sort of makes you remember why it was so much fun before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was probably nearly 12 months since we put a video of substance out, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And, to have you guys really get around us and show you support. And we know that those guys that really get around those videos also get around these potties as well. So, yeah, it's been awesome. Thanks for the warm welcome back to the ring. And, we hope that it doesn't fall off again this year. We're pretty well committed to getting a few cars done this year. So there's no shortage of work to be done. And we're just readjusting our mindset, eh?
Yes, that's right. It's not easy.
It's not. Especially when there's plenty of distractions in life.
That's right.
Mate, I guess let's just have a quick catch up though. Like you say, first one for the year. How'd you go over Chrissy and New Year's?
Good.
Yeah?
Yep. Low key. Just the way I like it, as you know.
Yeah.
I did a little bit of camping with the family and a bit of just relaxing.
Yeah.
Still working for the most part. Had a couple of weeks off, which was nice.
Yeah.
Hanging out with the kidlets. That's probably the main thing, trying to keep the boys entertained.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
It's always the endless struggle. You're dead right. Yeah. No, I was much the same, man. We had a 2-week corporate shutdown, and obviously I was super travel heavy on the back end of last year, as you know, traveling around the world here, there, and everywhere. So it was good just to spend a little bit of time at home, even though we didn't spend that much time at home. We actually hooked up the caravan and headed up to Jurien Bay, stayed at Sandy Cape, which was really nice way to end 2025 and bring in 2026. We were actually camped there on the beach for that, and bumped into a viewer or two while I was there as well. I should say I kind of got bogged, not like hella bad. It was just soft sand, and I've got a nearly 3-ton van that was tugging me down, so I just needed some max tracks just to get out of the soft section. And I actually picked up a couple of fishing rods, Curto. They were just sort of leant up against a rock. There was a fella that was there, he was setting up camp, but it was super windy, and he got the shits on and left, essentially, left his rods behind. Picked him up, and I saw his car driving past as I was bogged, flagged him down. And I said, "Oh, are you looking for some rods?" And he's just like, "Yeah, I am." And I was like, "I picked him up for you, brother." And he was like, "Oh, thank fuck." And he goes, "Oh, you do that podcast, eh?" I was like, "Get fucked."
Small world.
Yeah, 100%. And he gave me, so I've got 4 max tracks, which helped me get the car out. He gave me another 2 to put under the van. And it was good having a yarn, man. Of all places, eh? So shout out to you, Chevy. Appreciate you, man. Hope you managed to reel in a big horse on them rods. It was a brand new rod too. He just got it for Christmas, and he left it behind. It was fully rigged up and everything. I'm not a fisherman, so it would have been wasted on me.
Me too, actually.
But yeah, good way to bring in the new year. Funny story, anyhow.
That is funny, actually.
Obviously, start of the year means one thing and one thing only.
SummerNats.
100%. Yeah, pretty good one this year. Like quality of cars was pretty well up there.
Yeah, as always, really.
Yeah. Have any standouts? You've probably got a couple of notes, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I like to see the Capri There was a Black Capri that did like 1100 horsepower, naturally aspirated.
I had that in my notes for the horsepower heroes. We can just dive straight into that.
So that was, I think me personally, I'm just jaded at the horsepower. You've heard me talk about it on here probably 50 times before, where all of us are so jaded to how much horsepower you can make out of anything now. So there was some big banger stuff on there that's, 3,500 horsepower plus, but I don't know. The Capri looks sick too.
Yeah.
I think I like that. That was just one that stood out to me just when you asked. So, big block, naturally aspirated.
Yeah, big block Ford too.
Yeah,
it wasn't a Hemi, it wasn't a big block Chev, it was a big block Ford, which was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
like you say, to reel off 1,112 horsepower, I got it written down here, naturally aspirated. That's fucking fairly getting it.
Yeah. Yeah. What was it? BK Race Engines did that one. So
Yep. Obviously the winner, Daniel Zabolik's HQ, 3,786 horsepower. And there's potential that they could have gone a little bit higher, but they feel like they might have been out of dyno. I mean, it's only, I say only, 3,000 horsepower rated set of pods there. Obviously, the big boy ones, say Fuel Tech and that, they've got the extra, I guess you'd call an expansion pack on their dynos rated for a bit more horsepower. So, I mean, it's pretty impressive to see that the MPW thing was even holding that down. But, crazy to think that street cars,
in a steel-bodied HQ, mind you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, steel-bodied HQ. And I'm pretty sure, I can't remember, look, I might get in this shit here, but I think they had to run E85, didn't they? They had to be street registered,
I don't
pump
know.
fuel.
I don't know the rules,
I don't think they could run methanol.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the rules. I would have thought they'd been on methanol, but I don't know.
Might have been a supplement about methanol. Who knows? But yeah, pretty cool. Like I say, 3 big banging cars. Daniel's Bollock, 3,786. Adam Rogash's Capri, 3,616. And Darren Portelli's HQ as well, 3,560. That's
we've come a long way from back in the days when all the guys were blowing up their like standard LS engine blocks. Remember I shouldn't have even brought it up. I can't remember. Like there was Blow 402, and I mean they had their shit sorted by then, and you had Try Hard, and you had
Mr. PSI.
Yeah, all that like that era.
Yeah.
It's a different time, wasn't it? And that was all on Pump 98 back then, I think. So
yeah,
and making 1,000 horsepower back then was a massive deal.
Oh, yeah. I mean, some of those
they were pioneering back then.
Try Hard. That was like
that was the Blue VX Club Sport.
I actually 1,500 horsepower, I think.
It made
more than that.
Yeah,
even.
that was like an engineering marvel back then. I actually got to see it when I went to SummerNats 30. It came back and did some exhibition work, and I was actually, it's probably the highlight for me for SummerNats was getting to be. I just happened to be in the dyno like room at the time, and it came out on there. Yeah, it was wicked.
I remember the Street Commodores article on that car, and like it showed you how the intercooler, and everything was all set up. Yeah, like you say, engineering marvel.
Yeah, I do. I was literally talking to, I think it was Corey about it the other day. We were talking about intercoolers, and I was saying he was talking when he went to SEMA. He's speaking to PWR, someone at PWR at the booth there, and how they've got some like radius intercooler cores now.
Oh,
and he was chuffed on it, and I said, "Fucking hell, man! ARE over here did that fucking 15, 20 years ago sort of deal, like they were doing it back then." And it reminded me of that car. Yeah, really cool.
No, it's awesome to see how far, like you say, to go from a car like that was, say, 15, 18, maybe close to 2,000 horsepower to nearly doubling that now. It's pretty wild. Mm-hmm. And all those cars cop the kilometres too. Like they're built for drag challenge, essentially, right?
Yeah, so, these ones, yeah.
So it's pretty cool. Grand Champion, mate. Whipped 1956 F100. Whipple blown 5-litre Coyote. SimmonsNATS, everyone will tell you it only won because they had Simmons on it. You're a big Simmons fan.
They look good.
I mean, they do look good. I just kind of feel
they have been worn out though. I will say that, but that's because they got made in one piece.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Look,
you still can't beat a set of polished. If you got a polished set, they're 3-piece because they don't do them polished in the FR one. So if you've got a nice set of polished 3-piece FRs, you still, People still know that
Yeah,
you
you still
spent 10 grand on
Give
wheels.
them tip the hat.
Yeah, and they do look good too.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like wasn't necessarily the standout car for me. However, as we've seen in previous years, might not have cleaned up in the judging points. However, the difference is driving events. Again, we see another car that probably wasn't even in the top three, based on what it looked like in the pavilion, but got it out there, ran the numbers, bloke could steer, takes home the
It's definitely an
chocolates.
important part of it, obviously, but also from where we are, like the cars at that level, you don't appreciate them unless you're there and you're really looking over the smaller details.
You're
You know,
right.
from a picture or even really from behind the bloody barricade, you probably can't appreciate any of those cars in that hall as much as what they ought to be. It's the judges that are jumping underneath and looking at all the little.
Nooks and crannies.
Yeah, like that's the difference between the street elite sort of stuff and the elite pavilion. So
Yeah, for sure. One that I was pretty happy to see in there, like I don't really keep tabs on the lead up of like, ooh, what's going to be there. But when the videos and the content started rolling out, Peter Gibberis's 82 VH HDT, genuine 2-time Bathurst winning car.
that was the burgundy ready one, was it?
No,
or?
no.
Oh,
no.
you're
It was
talking
a
about the
Marlborough livery.
Ah.
Like, it was a genuine Bathurst
Race car.
winning.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm with
it was
you.
like Perkins and Brock
Okay.
raced it, won.
Yeah,
and
right.
then I think he said in '83 it was like it converted back as a race car, but it's still got some of the hints of race car left in it. Like even though it looks schmick as they sort of kept a little dent here and a little scrape there, because it's what it earned it on the mountain.
Yeah.
Like it was pretty impressive to see a piece of history like that. Obviously, we're seeing the same thing with the guys at Perkins, restoring some of these old Bathurst race cars and keeping those pieces of history alive, which is really, really cool to see.
It's cool to see how they did shit back then, eh?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I literally seen a post just before I come over here of an exhaust that they're putting on one of their cars, the Perkins guys.
Oh, yeah?
It's like they found one. Like it'd be hard work trying to find these custom made bits and pieces.
Yeah, and you can see that they're looking through articles and magazine clippings to sort of be like, all right, so how exactly?
Well, they know because the old boy did it, so
Yeah,
he knows. But yeah, still you got to find the shit.
Yeah, true that. Roll me through a couple of your other highlight cars that you saw.
I can't remember the plate, but there was a red VL there with the polished like 3-piece Simmons. It had a big dog.
See, big Simmons guy.
Yeah, it wasn't the wheels. It was a red Calais, and it had a real nice, looked like a fully polished out sort of LS deal with. I'm sure it had the low mount turbos and stuff. That looked really good.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the plate was. So, but yeah, there was quite a few nice cars there.
Being a VH guy, or I'm a VH guy. Fuck it, I am. That, like I say, the burgundy one.
Yeah.
For my bro, I think it was the number plate on it. Belonged to a fella called Justin, I think, from memory. Super nice SLE.
I thought you were going to
Well, it
say
wasn't even an
super low because it was.
Well, it was sacked. Yeah, it was sacked for sure. But even just like the metal work and the finish on that car was pretty wild. I didn't particularly like the dash on it. Like it was kind of like a sheet metal-y type looking dash, but the low back seats in the front, like you say, the body work from the exterior and just things like the tuck bumpers and just like the fit and finish was.
I think it got done at
Unreal.
one of the hot rod shops. Like it was
Yeah.
definitely
Christo's
wasn't
Ranch?
your standard. It wasn't your standard sort of Commodore
No.
type of build where like they'd basically cut the entire floor out and done a hell of a lot of work to get it sitting that low.
Yeah,
how
and
it was.
obviously sort of doing my SLE sort of makes you see a lot of the differences where there's like the bonnet trim, say for instance, for mine, it's 3 pieces. You got the center bit and then you got the 2 eyebrows, whereas they made a custom 1 piece that went the whole length of the bonnet, just so you can get that extra nice sort of fitment and that smooth look. Really super impressive. Bit of fabrication. They're art really once you get to this level, aren't they?
Yep.
So that was pretty awesome. Something I did notice though, diesel conversions. Lot of diesel conversions this year.
I seen one, and it
Well-
confused me for a second. I was like, why does that look so weird?
Yeah.
Because it was in a VL wagon, and it just,
Yeah.
sent me. I was like, what the? It definitely confused me for a little minute.
Yeah. So
Because I only seen like a picture from far back, and I'm like, I could tell it wasn't anything normal.
Yeah, so you got the VL wagon, and that thing's set up to run some numbers too. I think I saw an interview. They're looking to run that on Drag Challenge as well. There was another one in the Elite Pavilion, and now I've totally had a mind blank. I looked at it yesterday. It was I want to say it was like an XW maybe. But yeah, another diesel conversion. Obviously, Jay Duca's Tirana.
Yep.
OM606 diesel conversion. There was quite a few getting around, and it just sort of made me think like, all of a sudden we're seeing these diesels, like why? But I guess it's one. I guess if you're a diesel person, or if that's kind of your jam. But is it just a thing of trying to break the mold?
Yeah.
Because
I think so. There's
Yeah.
got to be some of that there. It's probably,
Yeah.
obviously, you're going to have to like diesels. You're not going to not like them and still go ahead. But yeah, I think people are always have really wanted to have some point of difference. Everyone wants to put their own flavour on something. And like, you can make silly power out of a lot of this stuff now. So there's not really that drawback where you're not going to be able to perform as good.
yeah, no, true.
So yeah, what did you think of the Tirana?
Yeah, look, man, I think it's not really my jam. Like just the sort of rocket bunny look.
You're not even a massive
small-
Tirana guy, really, are you? Like, you're not big on them.
I do. No, see, I like a hatch. I do like an LX hatch, and I do like a sort of LJ two door. But yeah, I guess you're right. I'm not hella big on the Tiranas. But yeah, like it looked fat. Don't get me wrong. Like the visual when you look at it, you just go, damn, that looks sick. But yeah, like the kind of rocket bunny look with the small wheels. I understand why he did it. That's kind of his flavour. And visually, it has impact for sure. Obviously, just not the way that I probably would have done it. The diesel conversion, yeah, I'm fine with that. That would have made plenty of power. And just like, obviously, he's setting it up to drift, right? That's kind of his bag. So you got the S13 sort of suspension set up in it, and that like super impressive to see what can be achieved, and in that sort of time frame as well. Because again, is as always, last minute rush to sort of get things done. But yeah, look, the guy's a visionary, and his work ethic must be second to none, and he must have a very understanding woman at home.
It makes you wonder, like, they're going to miss a deadline. Not him, but some, because he's not the only one that had a rush build. I'm sure there was quite a few, but it was him and also Jake from Jake's Chop Shop. Obviously, he was another one that was just thrashing and just coming up with almost, impossible sort of looking, from our view anyway, deadlines, sort of Aiden spec builds,
Yeah.
that are just, it's like, rightio, we're going to bite off heaps and then chew.
Yeah, for sure. What are your thoughts on that Tirana? Just before we.
I liked it more than I liked it more than probably what I would want to admit.
Yeah.
Especially the look, like, getting cars low. I think that's why they like the small wheels. Like, I don't know anything about really drifting and that whole sort of scene with the stance and all that. I don't really know anything about it, but I'm pretty sure they like the smaller wheels because they can get them even closer to the ground. So I thought it looked pretty good, really. I liked it more than what like if you get on like a moped or something and it's really comfortable to ride and they say, you look like a bloody homo, but you enjoyed it. That's kind of the vibe. I'm like, I think it looks all right.
Yeah.
And the rest of it, I'm neither here nor there. Like, whatever, it was all fairly, well done.
Yeah.
And, as far as good as you can do something that these guys are just like thrashing, I'm sure if they had the time, they would have done things differently.
Yeah.
But everything looked really good.
It's kind of just got that Hot Wheels appeal because obviously the A9Xs and stuff, they on the SLRs, they had flares, so they were just far more accentuated flares. But yeah, like if someone was to verbally tell you, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna put this Tirana on like 13-inch wheels with like 6-inch wider flares than normal and paint it baby blue, you'd be like, nah. But
Yeah.
Yeah, like looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, visual impact.
So like if I the only thing I would change before I would keep it, because like you said, it's kind of that Hot Wheels kind of look, would be like the exact same look, but with like, say like B45, like billet B45s or something on it, with the
yeah.
big massive dish, but just in a more wheel that I sort of think
Yeah.
looks a bit better. What
Bit
are
more
those wheel calls? They're
specific.
called Watanabes or whatever they are. Is that what
Yeah,
they are?
yeah, Watanabes, yeah.
Whatever they are. I mean, yeah, they're not really. I'd put a B45 on it and do the exact same thing, but in a different sort of center. I reckon it'd look pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm probably with you there.
Yeah, and obviously the color's a funny thing, but
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
didn't hate it.
I didn't hate the color,
Nah.
but yeah, it was definitely different. Which that's what they're doing. That's what
Yeah.
they're going for.
Yeah,
with
but
the green engine, that was different as well. So
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And just seeing it just sooting out the bonnet. Yeah, pretty cool. Obviously, 101 epic shots of that thing, just doing a couple of laps around some of that soot, and it was pretty cool.
yeah,
You touched on Jake's Monaro, mate. Pretty cool build. That one.
yeah, very.
Yeah.
Another one that didn't fuck around at all.
Yeah.
Didn't have time to.
Nah. And it doesn't sound like he got to do as much cruising as he'd hoped, but I mean, shit, he made it. That is like an effort in itself.
Yeah.
And the dude pulled some big hours. Obviously, changed the engine on his F truck before going as well. So it's like he's trying to do two builds at the same time. All the boys rallied together and helped him out. But yeah, heck, man, like from what it was, even say 2 months before SummerNats, to what it was when it was there, he's really good at tin work, hey? Like just and not like, obviously he's not putting in the extra fit and finish efforts, if that makes sense. And I'm certainly not taken away from him when I say that, but it's just like, just gets in there. He's got a vision and he just executes.
Yeah. I think he just doesn't get in his own way.
Yeah.
And sort of just has that belief that he'll be able to figure it out. Because you can tell some of the times he's like, doesn't really know exactly how you're going to do it. And you don't really. Even when you've done something before, you go into it and you'll always sort of change your mind, I think. Well, I do anyway. You'll think you're going to do something one way, and then you'll either hit a roadblock and that won't work, or you'll think of a different way.
And you can never, like, cars are so funky in that because, well, I mean, shit, all the driving stuff is on one side of the car, so you can never make anything perfectly symmetrical. So you're kind of flying by the seat of your pants when you're doing that sort of custom stuff anyway. You can't just do one side, go, oh, sweet, we just flip it and do the other. Like, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that just does not work. Try as you might.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, when he was cutting those rear quarters off, I was just like, I think my jaw was nearly on the floor when I watched it. It was one of the first episodes, and he just sticks it up there, and he's just like, yeah, fucking bought, and just cut straight away. And I'll be thinking, in my mind, I'm like, all right, I want some reference points. I don't want to get lost in the fucking in the soup here. I want to make sure I've got some shit to work. Nah, not him. He just fucking sends it, and if it looks good, it is good.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
it's cool. You can pull a lot of motivation or a lot of inspiration off guys that are like that. Sometimes you just need to roughen up a little bit and realise that it will probably end up being as good or better than what you thought anyway.
Yeah, and I think giving yourself the out almost, or giving yourself the grace that it's like, look, this is going to go to SummerNats looking, rough finish, whatever, knowing that you're going to pull the car down again and neaten it up and get it ready for paint later. Like giving yourself that little bit of creative license and that little bit of grace on the final result is probably also a pretty big thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I really look forward to this year when he takes it back. I mean, as awesome as it looks now, raw, like it's got real character to it. I think he'll probably do something special with it. Like look at how that VL turned out. I think this Monaro is going to be.
It's
something
low,
crazy.
man.
Yeah.
Like I was watching and I'm thinking to
big
myself,
whips.
does it really need to be this low? I'm getting old, I know, but I'm like, just that low, really?
Yeah.
Just lift it up an inch.
Which coming from you is that is something.
It's saying something because
yeah.
I don't mind scraping and whatever, but I don't know. I just thought, fuck, that might be a bit too low.
Yeah. No, I think it's certainly helped him, like with reparations with the SummerNats company or the corporation, I guess. And it probably puts him in good stead for, building relationships with new sponsors and things like that. Obviously, shenanigans prior, we've spoken about this before, turning a new leaf almost, and sort of, it's going to help the Jake's Chop Shop media business, I guess.
If they don't let him anywhere, that's probably not going to be helpful. And he's been there and done it now. Once you've been there and done it, do you really need to do it again?
Oh, maybe, if you enjoy it.
Yeah, I guess.
Again,
I don't know.
It's all time and place, isn't it? But nah, really good turnout this year. It seemed like there was a little bit less shenanigans than normal as well. Like there was a bit less pissing and moaning online from what I gather. Obviously, we're like 3 arms removed from it because we're on the other side of the country, and we're consuming the same content that most of the other people on the couch are consuming, and just sort of making our own interpretation. But I think, it looked like it was well run, like well organised. Obviously, the overpasses have made a massive help. The double skid row, I don't know if that helped or hindered really, because the crowd couldn't see the far side of skid row, if that makes sense, because there was the 2 lanes. But so I don't know. I didn't see much real added value there, other than being able to put double the cars down.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's probably some room for improvement there. However, I like the theory.
Did you see the guy in the VL get lost in the smoke doing sort of like a slow creeping burnout, and he couldn't see in front of him, which kind of sounds pretty dumb when you think about it. And then he just hit straight into like the side, like the edge, the crisp edge of the hard barricade.
I did see that. He was lucky he didn't belt into the back. Was it a VE, VF or something that was in front of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been a VF actually, but I did see that, and he's just sort of like, everyone's like, ah, and he's just rolled in goose.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit the corner.
Yeah.
No good.
Makes you wonder, eh? I don't know.
Yeah. It sort of gives me a bit of a throwback to when we used to go to Power Cruise.
I was just thinking of that. Some people, I don't know how their brains are wired, eh?
In Perth, obviously, the way that the Perth Raceway was, you'd come around the last corner, and some people would race, some people would just hose the tyres, some people would hose the tyres because they were trying to race and they had too much power, whatever. But yeah, you get some people come around the corner and just mat it, and you just be going into a flat wall of white.
Yeah. The thing I didn't like was down in like the back corner where you come back around onto the second last straight, and you'd see guys just, smoke everywhere, and guys just doing full pulls up the hill. And I'm thinking, you don't know, like there could be a line backed up directly on the backside of this hill, because when they stop the session, it banks right up. Yeah. I'm thinking, why are you going full bore over the hill when you can't see it? It just made no sense to me. But anyway.
Blind crest. And heaps of people nearly came unstuck as well.
Yeah.
Heaps of people.
We're getting old. We're sounding old now.
Oh, yeah, aren't we? Actually, that was something that people mentioned in the comments after the first video. They was like, boys, nothing's changed except you guys are greying up.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're right.
Yeah,
actually, one of the fellas from work saw me the other day. He's just like, man, you can tell it's been a while since you guys put out a video. I was like, why is that? And he goes, because Kurt's looking old.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm feeling it some days too.
Oh, yeah, especially when you're out in the summer sun, for sure. Let's skip SummerNats now, mate. Let's get into some other bits and pieces. Heathcote Raceway. We mentioned it in the last podcast that it had closed up, and hopefully there was going to be some good news, and it came out. News is out now that Heathcote Park is under new ownership officially.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of us already knew that something was happening.
Yeah.
So should be good.
Yeah, what a great thing for Victorian racing. I know everyone was a little bit, there's some people that are getting ready to sell their cars or, like change their setups to make them street cars or whatever, this, that and everything else. But it's great to see that, we're going to see the gates open again and some races happen. It'll be good to see, say, Holden Nationals will be able to make a comeback. The Street Machine guys are going to be able to make more content out there. Drag Challenge obviously got another venue they can use. It's, amazing news for the sport. Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see what they do with it and what other upgrades and stuff are going on.
Yeah. I mean, it's the upgrades, even in the past few years, of that joint's come leaps and bounds.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've got more ideas though. So,
well, it's run by racers, which is the best part. It's not a private equity fund. It's not a corporation that's trying to milk money out of it. You know, like
It's
these
not
are
not a half government run fucking schmozzle, because anything those cunts touch goes to shit. So
9 times out of 10, yeah. Yeah. So, no, it'll be really good to see some cars running back down to Heathcote.
yeah.
Hopefully the Full Boost guys can get some more content happening, because obviously they've gone a little bit quiet of late.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Broomy, he'll be all about it.
Yeah, well, he'll probably have to put the foot down a little bit harder on his RX-7 build. Obviously, I think I saw the other day he's putting the FD up for sale.
Yeah.
He's balls deep in that little Series 1 or Series 2, whatever it is, and getting that thing ready to rock. So, yeah, looking forward to it, man. I can't wait. And obviously, because our track's going to close shortly, I think they've just managed to put some earth-moving equipment on the track the other day. So I think they're actually going to start pulling it up and start doing some work. So I dare say, look, you'd probably have to be optimistic to think that it's going to be open in time for, you know, even before next season finishes, if that makes sense. If they're only starting it now, by the time they get the whole thing resurfaced and done, this season will start in September.
How long is it really going to take them though?
Oh, yeah. I don't
Like,
know.
really, what are you
Depends on
doing?
the extent of the work.
Not that I know. I've laid concrete before, and it's a shit job, and I don't ever.
Concrete.
But like, you wouldn't think these guys are onto it. Like, it's not their first time, and it seems pretty straightforward, really, unless there's other shit. Obviously, you've got a few little services under there for your timing and stuff like that. Maybe, I don't know.
You're right, man. Yeah, it seems piss.
I reckon 2 weeks, 3 weeks
Yeah.
at the most.
Rip down to Bunnings, couple of bags of asphalt.
Exactly.
Fucking Mintox.
It's just concrete, mate. Eh?
It's just concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah. New car stuff, man. Corvette ZR1X. This shows you that America is still holding on to that race car sort of culture.
To the last little bit of the Western world that's still got a bit of freedom.
Well, off to
in
the
'em.
side, I think I saw an article that says that they're going to be producing more Hemi V8s this year than they have in God knows how long. Like, they had 100,000 orders last year, and they could only produce 80,000 or something. So they're ramping up production of the Hemi V8 anyway. But the Corvette ZR1X, which to be fair is it's got a front electric motor, I think, so it's like a hybrid, but a twin turbo V8 at the back. 8.67 at 159 mile per hour. That's running on a 50 state legal tune, pump fuel, and stock Michelin PS4S street tyres.
How many of them are going to get wadded up, do you think?
Well, I don't think there's going to be that many built to start with, but yeah.
But think about it, a car that can perform like that, and you're taking it on the motorway.
Yeah, on the motorway.
Like,
yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I-
Man, 867 at just shy of 160 mile an hour, I don't think anyone needs convincing that ain't boogieing. 1.68 to the 60 on a stock production street tyre.
That's fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder sort of how much further we can go.
Oh, I can go a lot further.
Yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Even like, where are we at with small tyre racing now? No one could have ever fathomed that they're going as fast as they are.
No. I wonder where the threshold will get. I'm sure we'll get there one day, where sort of like everyone just basically finds the limit of whatever part of the car it is.
Yeah.
But we're not there yet.
No, there's still room for improvement. And it makes you wonder, like, where do the laws of physics stop, or where do we stop cheating the laws of physics, or have we even discovered all of it? You know, like, it's pretty deep sort of conversation there. But yeah, like you say, you think, oh, we found the limit of the tyre, and then you make some suspension changes, and then all of a sudden you've got plenty of tyre left.
Yeah, I'm wondering when sort of the whole AI thing's going to sort of really get involved, you know, with setting up algorithms. All these people that race are all going to have data.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can punch a whole bunch of data in, and I I wonder when you get to the point where EFI is just like you've got so many closed loop things going and so many different targets. You know, with AI, you can just it sort of just gets a bit silly. I wonder when that's sort of really going to start coming in strong. Like I don't doubt that there will be a time where you won't actually need to go and see your Shannon Summers and your Jeff Johnsons and your whoever's to tune a basic sort of engine. You'll be able to just sort of. It's all been done a million times. Things are getting easier and easier and easier as you go. I'm not saying those guys aren't going to be like. I'm not saying they're just going to be fucking useless.
No.
But you know what I mean? For a lot of your sort of basic stuff and all your road going stuff especially, like you're going to be able to sort of have some technology with the way sensors are going and how reliable they are. And
so something like what we got behind us here.
Yeah, pretty much anything we muck around with for sure.
Like a 500-600 wheel horsepower, something that doesn't need to do a 109 60 foot, like something that's, about 600 horsepower, could run in 10, high 9, whatever, you could possibly do it with artificial intelligence.
Yeah, and I think that's going to take away from it as well. That's my next thing. I don't like the idea of it because, like anything in life, it's only fun when when you achieve something that not everyone else can achieve. That's when you get that sense of accomplishment, or that's why we all race or we all do whatever, compete. It's because if everyone's getting the same result with the same amount of effort or less effort, I feel like this is boring now. I might just go and catch fish or whatever. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I think it sort of goes back to your point before about like being jaded about horsepower, because again, it's like everyone has that, shopping cart combo, like LS junkyard turbo combo.
Whatever,
it's like 1200 horsepower, like bang, 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 bang. And like you say, it's just like,
even all the sort of like, that where the what was it like the No Prep Kings and even what they're doing now, all the combos, all the top stuff. There's only a handful of different things. You got a few shops producing all the different combos that are sort of running at the top. And you get your different flavors every year or couple of years.
Yeah, with your Hearts chargers and your twin turbos and your
whatever.
Your
It's just
blowers,
you know what I mean. It just swaps and changes to whatever's the hotness.
That's a good point though, because I do have something here in my notes about the US Street Nationals Pro Mod class top qualifier, 3.555. Right, write that number down. Top qualifier. This is after Q2 was 3.555. The number 32 car, so the bump for you to make the field, was 3.597. That is 0.042 seconds, 42 thousandths of a second between first and 32nd.
Silly.
Let that sink in for a minute. That sort of backs up what you're saying before. It's like, is there really that much difference in the combos? Like, it just depends on that little bit of chassis tune and that little bit of power management that,
Well, that lot a bit.
Well, yeah. Obviously, yeah. And when you're getting down to that sort of time, like even 5 thousandths is
it just makes it so much harder again, doesn't it?
Yeah, to stand out.
Because you're like, you know what I mean? You could
be the guy.
Yeah, that's right. You were the guy, but then like one little thing and you're on the trailer. That's it. You're done.
Yeah. It was definitely entertaining though, that whole thing. Obviously there was the Victor Alvarez versus Stevie Jackson.
Yeah.
In the testing or the qualifying. There's a whole heap of shit talk there, eh?
Yeah.
For those who didn't see it, Victor out by a bee's dick, but
well, no one knows really, do they?
Yeah, because the timing malfunctioned, so there was a bet. There was a hefty little bet there. Yeah, as well.
I think I'd take Stevie's side on it. I think Stevie was right. Really, like he got the win. Like he could have demanded the money or whatever, or like you said, run it again. So you can't go off picture and video. Like that's the whole reason why you have timing systems. You're not racing on the street or whatever. So
Victor obviously picked it up and run with it. Stevie is obviously certainly no stranger to the social medias. Like we sort of had a little bit of a side convo when it was sort of going on, and you sort of say, I wonder how much of that is like when they got to the other end of the track, and they sort of got the information about the time slip. So they just sit down the end there, and Victor's like, "Boy, you're going to get it, and we're going to play along. Everyone's going to play nice.
I think so, yeah.
And we're all going to generate a million views out of this."
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I don't think they're actually at each other at all. So
No.
But yeah, Victor, he gets excited.
Oh yeah, 100%. Look, he's a flamboyant sort of character. He's got a good vibe about him though. I think he'd be a good character. I think he ended up red lighting later on. And
he did. I think he went like red by like 02, I think it was.
002 or 001.
Something like that, yeah.
And then I saw like the next day he had an AI generator, like new hats. It was like red light mafia.
Yeah.
Red hats.
Yeah.
For obviously the Jamie Miller sort of reference there. For those of you, if you know, you know. Look, I sometimes when we're doing these podcasts, I kind of feel like we have to explain things, but then I remember like all the people that listen to this are just like us. So hopefully they get it.
I reckon they will.
Hopefully. Kyle Loftus, mate.
I had that on my list as well.
Yeah, highway roll-ons, big crash, big fire, big everything.
Probably pretty lucky to be alive, I'd say.
Yeah.
And I think the driver was in a fair bit worse state. I don't think he's going to die, or he didn't die, and I don't think he's going to, but I think he was pretty roughed up.
Well, look, that car was not in a good state when it was done. It was, well...
Did you see the video of it, the in-car?
Yeah, it just sort of...
I'm actually amazed it took this long.
Well, I don't think it really has taken this long. That sort of shit happens all the time.
No, but with him, he has made his living off getting in people that he doesn't know in their cars,
which make an
and
absurd amount of power.
Yeah, that's they've all got varying levels of horsepower and build quality and what have you. Yeah. And you're getting in and you're filming. Like I've been thinking for years, he's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a good passenger. I don't like being a passenger most of the time.
You don't like being the one that's not in control.
That's the same thing. When you're a passenger, you're not in control.
Yeah. You don't like relinquishing control.
That's why I mean, I'm sure with some people I'll be all right, but, sometimes I think, I don't know if this cunt knows what he's doing, so...
Does anyone really know what they're doing?
I don't know. So, yeah, it took a while.
I saw there was a police statement and they were all like, oh, yeah, like you left your friend to die and this and that. Like, there's thousands of citations handed out. But I think someone commented and was just like, no, you're spreading bullshit. Like, there was thousands of people there that helped, because the car was on its lid, from what I gather. And then they've rolled the car back onto its wheels. They helped Kyle get out. And then maybe the driver got left there because the cops rocked up. I don't know, but
no, they dragged him out.
Yeah,
I've read that they dragged him out.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at the car, it's pretty well cooked. So
oh yeah,
I don't think they would have left him in there.
Yeah.
Either way, it's a good thing it's a good thing that he didn't get too badly hurt, or he didn't die anyway. I've been thinking the same thing with like. Obviously, we all watch a lot of Cletus.
Yeah.
And, he's forever driving. They're doing something. It's only a matter of time before he's in an accident. And I'm sure he knows that. And I'm sure he thinks about it a bit. Yeah. Because he's got that many different cars and, extreme, levels all the way down. So it's like... And even the, what happened to... what's his name? What's the... wiring fella's name? Zach. Yeah. Even that crash that Zach had, that could end you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I'm sure they as they've gone on, they've gotten more and more serious about safety. But when he's racing,
well, he's had quite a few close calls, right? Like he crashed that Lamborghini at the Freedom Factory, and they've sort of had a couple of go-on ones with the Crown Vics. Now all of a sudden, all the Crown Vics got cages in them.
Yeah, that was years ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, every time that there's something that's a bit of a close call, he just steps up. Steps up the safety level. Yeah. And, but like you say...
When you're running fives, it doesn't matter how safe you are. When you're going that fast, you can think things can go bad.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. But you just got to hope that the chassis engineering's there and the car does its job and it protects you. All your safety gear does what it's meant to do and you can sort of get out of there.
Yeah, obviously. I know that's a risk, it's a risk you take, but you just think we're probably going to see this one day.
Yeah. Every time you strap into the car, there is the chance.
Because he's probably done 30 years worth of racing already.
Yeah.
You know what some normal person spends 30 years doing, he would have probably already done that.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It's not a matter of if, but when you're racing cars. So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, something to think about.
It
Or
is.
not think
Yeah,
about.
I was like, it is, unless it stops you from doing it, then don't think about it.
That's right.
Have you got anything else on your notes there, big fella?
Nothing really. Did you see anything cool at PRI that you thought, you know what, I might get one of them?
Well, there was obviously the dual entry turbo exhaust or turbine housing.
Oh, you're going to get one of them?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Yeah. Well, they call it the Hurricane in the end. They called it the Hurricane housing.
Yes.
That was after, I think it was an online competition or something that they had
Yeah.
for naming it. Yeah. Look, it's probably a miracle that it took this long for it to come to fruition, really.
Yeah, I think they did it in F1 like a long, long time ago, 20 years ago or something.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, when you think about it, it's a pretty specialised piece.
Yeah, 100%. Like,
Probably won't move a ton of them.
certainly no engineer, but the air dynamics, like the aerodynamics for how your exhaust pulses work and this and that, there's a fair bit of science to it to make those things work efficiently. Even though, once you get to probably what the intended purpose of, you're just shoving a shit.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's probably not that much, really. They just fucking put it on both sides of the scroll and went for it. It's just more of a, how many are we going to sell and how are we going to package it and all that kind of bizzo.
Yeah.
And
Which, when you see a lot of the people that are doing that sort of single front mounted, obviously this is like race car sort of stuff, but you're seeing a hell of a lot of people doing that sort of thing now, so there's definitely the market there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And manufacturing's obviously getting cheaper and cheaper as we go, so
Yeah.
Technology gets better and better. You can, smaller players can get in and do more stuff, so
Yeah.
they're probably one of my favourite sort of turbos to look out for now.
The HPT stuff?
Yeah, slash Turbo Smart, because they're the same fucking
Manufacturer?
same deal. So
Yeah.
I'm sort of interested to see. They've got some bigger stuff coming out this year, I believe. I think Turbo Smart had their 8892 on display, but they haven't really released any information on it or anything like that. So it'll be cool. It'll be cool to see what they come out with.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, for the 5 litre aficionados, Haltech have dropped the new GM plug-in, which obviously created a fair bit of buzz. It's obviously the successor to the GM Platinum plug-in or Platinum Pro plug-in, whatever it was called previously.
Yeah, that was in need of an update. When I very first started buying the magazines, like Street Commodores, I'm thinking of in particular, that would have been like mid 2000s, probably like 04, something like that, 05ish. That's when that ECU was out, like, and it had probably been out before that, so it's old, it's an old as fuck. Needed a revamp for sure.
Yeah, which it's got a fair few upgrades. Obviously, it's gone to NSP type hardware and software, which is the Nexus generation of stuff. So you're sort of skipping that. What was the previous architecture? The Elite architecture, and now you're going to the Nexus style stuff. I think it would have been nice. Obviously, it's they've just done a revamp of an old product. Really, I don't think that they've really maximised an opportunity for development there. And look, I'm certainly not saying that it's a smart business move to do what I'm about to say, but yeah, it still doesn't suit the VS Series 3 or VT style harness. Not necessarily the engine. The engine is still the engine, but the harness and obviously the way that they're set up still doesn't do transmission control. So if you've got the 4L60E, which would be VR onwards, V8, doesn't do that. Mm-hmm. You can, however, the one saving grace is that Haltech do have the TI4L.
I don't know if does that work though with that? Because I watched the spiel.
I think
Haltech did. They did say that you can do that.
I think they did post and said that with the
okay.
TI4L
well, that's fine,
you can
then.
do trans control, but it's just it's just another box that you have to put in there.
Yeah, but if you're fucking around with old shit and you don't want to build a new harness, that's what you got to do, I suppose. Because like Well, I was going to say to you, the limiting factor is the harness. Like, people don't want to put a new harness in the car.
Yes.
So you sort of can only do what you can do in that regard. So
I'm with you.
I've been flirting with the idea of coming up with different patch harnesses and stuff, so to make it easy, so that you could, because it's definitely a common thing now.
Yes. Yeah, we've definitely looked at if we could make a patch harness that would suit, say, a Holly Terminator.
Yeah, or whatever. They all use
Holly Terminator is a good one because it's got the touchscreen with a startup wizard. So you can sort of just punch in your, like, here's my firing order, here's my displacement, and it sort of does a bit of self-learning and gets you on the road.
Yeah.
Which would be handy, but yeah, like,
it's a lot of rooting around, but I found all the parts and stuff to do it. But in the end, it's honestly, you're probably better off just buying the Terminator and just modifying the harness to suit, like what we'll do on the wagon behind us, and just do it that way,
Yeah. And look, if it's not that difficult, chances are we are going to probably buy a couple of harnesses and try and replicate it so that it helps some of you guys out. Because obviously this is going to be, just about everything's going to be in the stock location. It's going to have VT Dizzy in it, so it's going to be, that would be a perfect donor or mule to be like, okay, if we just grab this Holly universal harness, if we can make these couple of changes, does that help the average punter get into one?
Yeah.
Because it's no secret, like, the Delco is a great ECU for what it is. Doesn't have like as many limitations as people probably make out that it does, except you are limited by who's going to tune it.
Yeah, you got to find the wizard. You got to find the wizard that wants to play with it.
Still wants to burn memcals and do all that shit. So yeah, but sort of going back to the Haltech one. So what are you getting that you didn't get in the Platinum Sport? So you got multi-level engine protection. Before, you only had a single level, which would probably just be like a oil pressure kill or something like that. Whereas now you've got multi-levels of engine protection. You got a 4-bar map sensor on board, handy. Obviously, a lot of people playing with boost these days. 4-bar map sensor doesn't give you 4 bars of boost, gives you 3 bars of boost, but hell, that's a hell of a lot for a little 5-y, because what's that? Quick maths, 3 bars is about 44 pound of boost. Probably more than anyone's really going to need.
Yeah.
Onboard wideband. So that's good. You don't need like a wideband controller box, which is what you would have needed in a lot of, a lot of ECUs that are out there probably needed a CAN box to a wideband. Long-term learning, cool. Wi-Fi, also cool. Means you can sort of tune from the laptop wirelessly. You don't have to plug in. Does has USB-C though, which is great for data transfer. Auxiliary connector, data logging, mounting brackets. That's kind of neither here nor there.
And it's got a bunch of I/O as well.
Yeah, and
that's
the setup wizard.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is they've put that other plug on it, so you can run your extra stuff that you can't, that's not on your harness, basically.
Yeah, that's it. Because once you start doing things like, a lot of the time if you're running a thermo fan, that's probably like 2 outputs. You kind of have to run 2 outputs together with that because of the amperage, and then if you put a trans brake on it, and then you've got a boost controller, like you're chewing up inputs and outputs really quickly. Shout out Chris Dicker, he loves it when we talk about I/O. He's like, yeah, I know what you're talking about, I/O, I/O.
No, I think it's a good thing. Anytime someone brings out something that gives someone an option, it's good.
Yeah, for sure. And
look, you still need to find your bloke that wants to touch it.
Yeah, that's right. You still need, like we've said 100,000 times before, pick your tuner, talk to them, use what they recommend. There are a lot of tuners out there that do use or do finagle with a Haltech though, which is...
Not over here.
Well, yeah, not in WA.
No.
But look, particularly, it's kind of like anything over here in WA. We're pretty, it's pretty slim pickings for a lot of stuff, but you guys in particularly Melbourne, Sydney, you've got the added benefit of population that we don't have.
You know what else is getting popular? Now
Tell
you
me.
say population,
Tell me.
which is not really popular at all, but 8 HPs are just getting put in everything.
Yeah.
In everything.
Yeah, they are.
So one of my mates he's bought a VL turbo 3-4 months ago.
Yep.
And he's like, he's He already had tons of stuff done. He spent good money on it. It's Birong Automotive did a lot of work on this thing. It makes like in between 600 and 700 horsepower. It's got like a PPG gear set in a 33 box, built motor, Nitto stuff, like all a real good build. He's like, I want to fuck with it, do more.
Yeah.
So I've been saying, oh, all right. I've been sort of telling him to put power glide in it or whatever.
Yep.
And but then he stumbled across 8 HP stuff, and I think he's looking to go that way. And then I join these different groups because I just get interested in stuff, and getting super common.
Well, it's funny because he sort of said, oh, I think I might put an auto in it. You know, he's sort of trying to feel you out on some suggestions on what the hotness is, and you kind of said, oh, like power glide will do exactly what you want.
Yeah.
And because obviously, we're really good at spending other people's money. However, you do try to be gentle. But then when he asked you like, oh, what do you know about these 8 HPs? And you were just like, oh, brother, well, I would have said that from the start. I just didn't think, like we would be going that way.
Yeah. Although the price difference really isn't, if you're doing it properly, if you do a 400 or a glide properly,
you're right.
That's versus like a stock 8 HP. Once you're sort of building the 8 HP, you're getting a little more carried away. You're getting sort of closer to the $18,000-$20,000 range for a full conversion. Sort of, there's a lot of rooting around with it.
Yeah, but I mean, like you say, he's going from a 33 style, R33 style manual gearbox to go to even a power glide. Let's say you buy a 1,500 horsepower rated glide. You're probably looking at what, $7,000, $8,000 these days?
Yeah, probably 8.5.
Then you're probably looking at what, $2,500 for a converter. You have to change the tail shaft, this, that. By the time you're in like the shifter, all that shenanigans, you're into a power glide for probably $15,000 these days.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty easily. And a power glide is the cheaper option. If you go turbo 400, add $5,000 to that start.
Possibly. Depends, really.
Yeah.
400s are pretty strong. You don't need to do as much shit to them for that, but irrelevant.
Yeah.
8 HP, he's sort of looking at it. So then I started looking into it. I'm like, because the only thing that I was looking at is he wants to sort of, he said he wants to do some racing. So it's like, rightio, starting line ratios. He's going to run what tires he put on it? He's put a 255/60 on it. So, that's what you'll fit on an untub VL. That's about it. I looked at it. Third gear has a 2.1 something. I think they have a couple of different options. It's like a 210 and a 213 or something. Third gear. So I'm like, shit, that's a little bit better starting line ratio or like gear ratio than say you have turbo 400, which is like a 248. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, you could probably make that work if you can get it to trans brake in third gear.
Yeah.
Use third through to sixth. They're quite good. The overdrive, apparently they don't like to rev as much, and they're a bit weaker, apparently. So that'd probably make for if you could get someone to tune the transmission well.
Well, that's always the battle for a lot of people, right? Is that a turbo 400, like I say, they've usually got that 248.
Oh, they will,
gear.
unless you've spent a fuckload on a gear set.
Yeah, but that's probably a little bit short of a first gear. It's a little bit aggressive off the line, whereas a power glide, a 180 first gear.
Yeah, and then you can go down from there.
Yeah, but like I'm just sort of saying, like out of the box, normal sort of a 180 sort of starting line ratio is probably a little bit tall. You're sort of putting a little bit of extra load on it. So getting into that 210, 213, like you're saying, that's like a perfect happy medium. And a lot of people, I think, if they do an aftermarket gear set in a turbo 400, they usually go to something like a 210 first gear.
210's pretty popular one. I think that set's been around for a while, but then you've got a lot of other options. So,
and it's all like, look, that's certainly not a one size fits all. This all goes down to your RPM, your trap speed, your tire height, your diff ratio.
Yeah, that changes your ratio, your SLR anyway. Yeah, I'm just talking about the first gear. So anyway, it looks like it might be a good thing even for racing. He's going to street drive the car, so obviously that for sure is going to be better than any sort of non-overdrive gearbox.
Yeah.
But it just seems like everyone's putting them in everything.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that long ago that you and I sort of talked about. There was I've just had a total mental blank. George, when he put that ZF in the VS, and then we thought, obviously it was like the Project No Mang, so I had a Barra as well. But
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
thinking like, imagine if you could get like a ZF and put it behind a 5 litre or something. How nice that would be to drive. And then now it's just like, imagine if you could put a 8 HP.
Yeah.
And then it's like for street driving and sort of, giving it a little bit on the highway or something, you're just constantly in that beautiful little rev range. It sounds like it's a good thing. There's obviously a fair bit of keyboard wrestling that needs doing to get it the logic right, to get it to be happy.
I don't know. I think one of my friends, Dylan's got one in his 31, and he's just got it on whatever the turbolamic sort of basic setting is, and he said it's pretty good out of the box.
Yeah, right.
So, and obviously the more people that do it, the community will get bigger, and it will. Who knows?
Again,
but an 8-speed 5-litre, I don't know. That could be a good thing. I don't know.
Now we just need the Terminator X Max software to update so that they can run a 8 HP, and then you'll be right.
Fuel Tech.
Well, yeah, Fuel Tech's doing it. Fuel Tech.
Yeah, they do it apparently.
Yeah. Well,
or turbolamic, I think that's the go. You just grab that and wire it into what have you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have joined a group that's got to do with Holly and ZF for some reason. Just whatever. Some dude started a group to talk about it. Cool. I'll listen.
Yeah. You're like, hey, I've got a ZF. I've got a 5 litre.
Yeah.
I've got a Holly. Let's talk about where your car's at, brother.
It's in the same spot it was at last time.
It is in the same spot, but it's it's not that far off though. We were hoping, last weekend we sort of had some half-baked plans to get it another step closer, but that kind of fell over.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad it did. I've spoke to Jason, got a few tips and things to check. So, he said do this and do this and do this, and hopefully you'll be good.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be engine out job though.
Which is that's not the drama. It's the
running in.
It's the rest of it. Yeah, it's the rest of it. So I've got to do some washing and get some molly stuff, and I think I want to just get the lifters checked, and there's things like that. I don't know who can do this shit. We're living around here sucks balls in a way. Like you're fucking 2 hours away from anything. It's painful. It's a pain in the ass. So anyway, that's where I'm at with that.
Would you okay, so we're talking flat tappet lifter stuff. We've heard of people say they get them sort of faced on a lathe.
I think you just get them checked. You got to check for the crown on the, check the lifters for hardness and crown, and then check your cam for taper, and because these things are manufactured by the bloody hundreds or whatever. So you can have just small things that can fuck you up. So just check all that, wash all your shit properly. Just stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can stick it in and you might be successful. Who knows? 90% of the time it works every time. I don't know.
I think, we've sort of had our conversations before. I think a lot of people have sort of come unstuck with the flat tappet lifters, particularly if they're running double valve springs, because when you do the running, you're meant to pull the inner out.
Yeah, that was one thing Jay said. He said you want the lightest spring you can think of. He's told me they had some really light spring in when they run him in. He does them all the time, I think. So
you pull the inner out, you do the cam running, then you pull the rock covers off.
Everyone's got their own idea as well of don't use this oil, don't use this bloody assembly lube, don't do this, don't do that. So I'm also starting to look into just getting the last few bits and pieces for the other motor, so then I can sort of get that rolling, because I just need to get that done, and then I don't need to worry about this shit.
Yeah, you're right.
I probably should have just done that, but it's the same thing. You got to go to engine places, which is no one around here that I would get to do it. So no one's here. No one for our car stuff's here.
Yeah,
is there?
Well, who
do we
use?
It's
not like the Holden specialists at arm's reach, really, is there?
No.
Yeah. Anyhow, wagon engine's obviously back together. If you've seen that video, I'm sure you have. That engine is looking delicious, isn't it? The black on black, all the different textures, different shades of black. It's come out really nice. I was really hoping to have the engine and gearbox back in the car last weekend, but I'm waiting on a clutch is the problem.
Yeah.
So I need...
Well, you've got a clutch, just the wrong one.
Yeah.
You got sent the wrong one.
Well, it's one of those things when you tell people that you've got a T56 Never mind, I told them it was the cable over hydraulic, and I sent them plenty of photos and whatnot. But yeah, they sent me out a late Model T56 clutch, which is a push style where we need a pull style. So we'll get the pull style clutch, and then we can put that back together, get it back in the car, and sort of getting closer to final assembly on it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go hopefully to the industrial supply joint tomorrow and get some like air compression fittings so that I can start piecing together the airbag suspension. We're putting airbags in the back of the wagon, so get that together, and then really it's just a case of getting like the ECU mounted up and getting things wired up, and then we can look to breathe some life into the wagon, which is nice. We're pretty close, and obviously over the break, the YouTube break, we tied off a lot of other just really boring loose ends. Like this car didn't have any brake lines in it. So it's got, and it had a questionable brake booster. It had a VZ booster in it, but it was somewhat questionable. We didn't trust it. So it's got new master, new booster. It's got brake lines in it now. It's the brakes are bled. It's got VZ brakes in the front. It's got VL turbo brakes in the back. You probably saw in some of the previous videos, like the radiator support that had been modified, that was sort of fabricated in there, but it wasn't painted. That's all been nicely painted now. Like there's just a couple of just fiddly, shitty jobs that have been tied off. So now the car really is getting close to final assembly, which is exciting.
Yeah.
And Caden's birthday is in July, and he turns the big 4-0, and I want him to, have his car back running, driving for his birthday. So definitely got a deadline there.
Yeah, that's easily done.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And then, we can sort of turn our attention to the SLE a little bit and work towards that motivation deadline there. I've gone against my better judgment. You know me, Curto. I don't like selling shit to begin with, but I even less prefer selling shit on Marketplace because you've got to field the interesting conversations. But I have started letting go of some parts that I'm not going to be using in probably this lifetime, even though it's one of those things like, no, you never know when you might need it, so I'm starting to let go of a fair bit of shit, which is helping me get some funds together just to buy things like coilovers and brakes, and we've got to get a fuel system happening, and there's a lot of one.
Oh, there's a million things. The car's empty.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So, getting some ducks in a row. Like I say, getting a fresh breath of motivation as well. It's like I say, putting those couple of videos up last week, it's sort of really given me a kick up the arse to be like, yeah, man, like this is what you should be doing. This is how it should have been.
Yeah.
So, really enjoying that.
As you should.
Yeah, it is. It's good fun, and just getting some fresh challenges at work and stuff as well. It's I don't know. It's good for the soul, man. It's good for the soul. Just trying to make sure that look after going to bed at a reasonable hour and getting enough hours sleep and eating semi-healthy and not being a fat lazy prick like I had been in the past. So it makes a world of difference.
Yeah, no, it is. That's good.
Couple of burnout comps coming up in WA.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got Rubber Rampage, and then we've got the Bunbury Burnout Challenge again coming back this year. It's going to be really exciting. Well, I mean, shit, when there was going to be motivation as well, obviously it got postponed, cancelled because of the track surfacing, but there was going to be something like $100,000 worth of burnout comps in, I think, a 5-week period. It's pretty exciting for the sport in WA. It's obviously not something that we generally partake in, but it's good to see that people are really stepping out, putting their money where their mouth is and trying to build it. And we can only hope that the drag racing does the same thing when it comes back.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's obviously a lot of cars that are going to have to start coming back from America soon. If they went over there on that race car visa, they have to leave the country after 2 years. So, you've got a couple of the big banger cars that went and did the tour of the States. They're starting to come home. So it's going to start ramping up, I'd say.
Money's good. How do we get that money into drag racing? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, it's something that I'd like to look. I really want to get our mate Brad on the podcast, because obviously he wants to get some drag racing event stuff happening, and he's obviously one of the cogs in the machine of the Bunbury Burnout Challenge, and pretty pivotal sort of member for getting the sponsorship and the entertainment for that event. I want to sort of chat to him about what his thoughts are on where the drag scene's at and what the potential is, and how we can sort of breed that sort of energy around drag racing, particularly here in WA, because selfishly that's where we are and that's what we want to see. So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I'd like to get that conversation happening. That's something else we want to do this year. I've reached out to a bunch of people about the podcast and just sort of getting a vibe check, and just like, oh, hey, like, is it something that you'd be interested in? And I know it's certainly not for everybody, right? Like sitting down here and having this chat. And I think the optics is that, yeah, you sit there and there's the bright lights and the cameras and all eyes are on you. But once you sit here, those that have done it know that you sit here and it's just a pretty normal conversation, hey?
Definitely.
So I'd like to get a few more guests on this year, and like I say, we've got some lined up. But as you've alluded to a couple of times with this podcast, everyone's 2 hours away from us. No one's really all that close. Or I'm sure there are some people, and if you are local and you want to get on the pod, reach out. If you've got a story that sort of matches, then we'll get you on. But we've got a couple of people that have definitely said that they're interested. We just need to work out our calendars.
Yeah, it's something that we're going to have to just, if we do it, we're going to have to just fight for it, because it's going to be more or less a day or 3/4 of a day. You know, by the time we get up, set up, do it, come back.
Yeah.
You know,
And
which takes away from doing the other stuff.
I was going to say, and it's not like you can just press record, do a 2-hour podcast, and as soon as you press stop, you're just like, all right, we'll catch you later. You know, like you end up. You know.
Especially if I'm there.
Yeah. We've got to drag Kurt away, which will take about an hour or so. Loves a yarn.
Yeah.
Loves a yarn.
I'm like an old locomotive, mate. It'll take me a while to get going. Then you can't stop me.
Yeah, that's it. You're a runaway diesel.
Yeah.
I've got high hopes for the potty. Our boy from Reed Speed, Dan, he's already reached out to us. He's shown his support. He's back on again for another year, which is amazing. I can't thank him enough for the level of support that he's shown us right from the beginning, basically. Someone that truly believes in what we do. I wish we were closer to him so that we could actually get him on the pod, and we could help him out with some of his media stuff, because, it's a company that we strongly believe in as well. You know, like we're customers of Reed Speed. We've been customers of Reed Speed before we were Torq Hub, and to have his support means the world to us. But yeah, that's sort of what we need to do this year, is really step out of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
His voice breaks us. Yeah. He's like, I don't want it, Daddy.
I just want to cut shit and join it back together.
Yeah, and make like rah noises with the cars. Yeah. What do you reckon, mate? Should we wrap this one up?
Yep, I reckon so. If you made it this far, thanks for listening.
100%. Thanks for getting around us in 2026.
Nearly hour and 15. That's not bad.
Yeah. Chop down a little bit. Yeah, but no, good yarn.
Yeah.
Give them the spiel.
Yeah. If you want to support us even further, you know where to go. Torqhub.com.au.
One thing that we were actually missing this podcast was voicemails. So if you'd like to send us a voicemail, you can also go to that same website, red button on the right-hand side.
We've also got some things to give away to our favourite person that called in. Remember that idea you had 6 months ago? Well, we've got some stuff there, so maybe we push that and let the people know.
Yeah, for sure.
Send in a good voicemail and you might get yourself a cool hat from us that's not ours.
Yeah, that's right. We're putting together a bit of a prize pack. There is a Torq Hub item that you cannot buy. It's something that we have specially for giveaways. We've got some supporters, merch and bits and pieces to put in there. So yeah, call in with your voicemails, ask us a question, tell us a story, help contribute to the podcast. We love hearing from you guys, and it does help generate some awesome conversations.
For sure.
Like is it called an Iron Lion?
Well, it is. It's just we don't call it that.
No, I
Well,
won't-
it's because we're old. Look at this grey.
yeah, that's right. I won't dive into that at the end of the potty.
No. No.
Thanks so much for listening, guys.
See ya.
Bye.